there, welcome to my channel. My name is Kat, and today I thought I would bring you along to show you what I make for my dog's dog food, at least this time around. Usually every month, every couple weeks, they get something different. They get a different protein source. I can go into more detail on that in a later video, but this time I thought I would just show you how I pre-portion their food and get it ready for the next couple of weeks. I use these silicone mini muffin pans to portion out their food. Each little slot is about 1 ounce, and I'll show you at the end of the video when they're completely frozen and done on the food scale that it is 1 ounce or about there. For supplements, I do this Solid Gold sea meal. Their food already has supplements in it, but I like to add a little extra always. And then I will add a small dab of green tripe. I always get it from chewy.com in these cans. I find that that is probably the only place I can consistently get it, and it comes in a case of, I believe, 24. I really like this brand, which I think is the only brand that I can find that has canned green tripe. It's a very consistent quality. It's really good. It's great for digestive health for the dogs. They don't get very much just because our dogs are 4 to 6 pounds. They don't really need a whole lot, and I find that my dogs can't do that great with beef, so green beef tripe is pretty good for them. They do great with it, and it takes care of the issues that they have. The food that I'm using for this batch is the Nature's Variety Instinct Raw Chicken, and this has all of the meat, organs, bone, vegetables, vitamins, minerals, things like that in it. These come in a 5-pound solid bag, frozen. I'm using 2 of these for this batch. Ignore all of the blood that's in that container in the refrigerator, please. I start by pouring most of the blood out, most of it that I can get, and then I will put both of the packages into a bowl, mix it up so that it's easier for me to spoon out, and I just take a normal tablespoon and put it into all of the little cups. These do end up being about 1 ounce, which obviously I will show you later in the video. Once that is all done, then I put in their vitamins. I use a 1/8 of a teaspoon, and it's not always a full 1/8 of a teaspoon because they're getting these twice a day. In the morning they're getting 2 of them, and at night they're getting 1 with some other little pieces of food. They get the green tripe on the top of these as well. And I am only doing the vitamins and the green tripe for the first batch that I'm doing. And then for the next batch that I will do the following day, I am making them just the meat. All done portioning these out, I am going to put the cookie sheet that I have the 2 red ones on in the freezer, and then I end up putting the blue ones on a cutting board that fits it perfectly and put that in the freezer. Our freezer was pretty tight at this point. I move the rest of the meat to a smaller bowl and cover that up and put it in the refrigerator, and then I start my cleanup process where I just do the dishes from all of this and wipe down the counter thoroughly. I do clean out that container that the meat was in because we do normally put our food in it. So I washed that this morning when I portioned out the food into the really big bowl. When I'm done cleaning up, I'm going to cut up some salmon that we had in the freezer for a few months. I thought I would get around to actually eating it, but it started to get a little freezer burnt. So I'm cutting that up for the dogs and putting it in the oven. I think I put it in at about 400 degrees for 20 minutes maybe. And it comes out kind of crispy but still soft. Some of our dogs don't have teeth, so I like to let them still have something to chew on, and that salmon is good for some nice fats for them. They really love it. This one in particular still had the skin on it. After I bake it for that about 20 minutes, I take it out of the oven, and I do still have to use a spatula to get it off of the foil, but the foil definitely helps up with cleanup. But you can see they're still pretty hard to get off. They kind of peel off. I had to peel foil off of some of them. But they are, stretchy, but they're still crispy, and the dogs absolutely love them. Our foster dogs love them just for a midday snack. I do store these in an airtight container in the refrigerator for a couple weeks. Now, the next morning, I pulled out the first batch that I did. Usually it takes me a couple days because I'm never in a hurry to do it with this dog food. And I can just scoop their food out of the bucket from the fridge and add their vitamins and stuff to it if I need. But I just keep it in a airtight container in the freezer. This food lasts us about 2 weeks for our 4 dogs. Each of them get about 3 of these per day. Sometimes they'll get 4. It just kind of depends on what else I'm giving them throughout the day. I try to be pretty consistent with what they're getting, even though it's not overly important. Now I'm going to show you that I do make sure that their food is about 1 ounce each. It's a little over, a little under occasionally, but it doesn't really matter. My dogs are between 4 and 6 pounds, but you can see some of these are 1 ounce, some of them are 0.8, some of them are 1.2. It just kind of depends. Now, when I actually feed them their food, I will get their morning food ready the night before, meaning I will just put 2 of those pucks in their bowls and put their bowls in the refrigerator, and then I will pull those out in the morning while they're outside and smash them up and put whatever extra stuff I feel like they need in there. Sometimes I'll give them sardines. Usually I do that once a week. I'll occasionally split an egg between all of them. It really just depends on how I'm feeling and how much energy I want to put into their food. But this is basically what they get every morning for the next 2 weeks at least. And there's their sardines. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to see more videos of what I feed my dogs, definitely let me know in the comments.